My name is Tristan Prather, and I'll be talking to you about the barriers for an aspiring CPA. One of the most asked questions for any accounting undergraduate is going to be, what do you plan on doing after you're undergraduate? Are you going to go to graduate school and pursue getting a CPA license, or do you plan on just going to work right after you're undergraduate? That's what I want to talk a little bit about. I firmly believe that every accounting student should talk to their professors about, the choice of, pursuing education, going to get your CPA license, or just moving right into your career. It seems like a lot of professors will push you towards getting your CPA, and it's not a bad thing. I think it's really good. The route of a CPA usually leads to a very successful life. But it's not for everyone. And that's what I want to talk about is, when receiving this information from your professors, don't take it all as 100% true or as that's what you're going to be your decision. Do your own research. And there's a reason why. In the research that I was doing, an article, or I guess a journal, was published by Anthony H. Crossman, where he administered a survey to accounting undergraduates asking whether they would want to work in public accounting or private. Now, 70.2% said that they'd like to work in the public industry, and the other 29.8% said private. Okay, then he educated them about what some of the pros and cons are of public accounting and private, and their responses changed pretty drastically. I was very surprised. After he gave the pros and cons, he asked that exact same question, and the percentage of those respondents that wanted to go public dropped all the way down to 49%. So from 70.2 down to 49%. And that means that private was at 51%, up from that 29.8%. And it seems like there was a bit of a disconnect between what the students knew and what the professors thought they knew. And so that's why I'm saying you should really do your own research and form your own opinions. And yes, use your professors as resources, okay? They've been there, they've done it, they know a lot of what the expectations are, okay? Now we're going to talk about the barriers to employment for a CPA or to become a CPA. So what does it take? Well, first you have to sit for the CPA licensure, and you obviously have to pass. But when can you sit? So you can sit for the CPA licensure at 120 credits, or like close to a bachelor's degree, okay? 24 of those semester hours have to be upper division and or graduate credits, and that other 24 credit requirement within the 120 is non-accounting business courses. Okay, so once you completed those, you can start sitting for the CPA. There's 4 parts, and I want to talk a little bit about the timing. So there's an 18-month rolling time period you have to complete all 4. So let's say you started, your first one, you have 18 months to complete all 4 from that. Now, if you don't complete them all, you don't lose them all. It just means that 18 months will roll to the 18-month time period of the second test that you took. And then you'll have to complete the one you already passed, because you'll have to retake it, plus the next 2 that you haven't, okay? And you'll need to pass them all. So now, how to obtain your CPA license. So you'll need 150 credits, above 120 that are going to have to be graduate level courses. Then you will need to pass the AICPA professional ethics exam. Then, all fine and dandy, you'll be working, but you'll have to wait a year. You'll have to practice a year under a current CPA, doing auditing and other accounting work to be granted. your CPA license. After you've been granted that CPA license, you will be a professional. But the road doesn't really end there. You're gonna have to keep your CPA license, and in the state of Utah, they require 80 hours done every even year or every 2 years. Now that means if you took it and passed it in 2018, or you were granted your CPA license in 2018, you'd have to renew 2020. Well, let's say you were granted it in 2019 and your 2 year would be on 2020. It's going to get pushed to 2022 before you have to complete those 80 hours. Now, in that 80 hours, you're going to be required to have 3 of the hours completed in one of the 4 following courses. That's the AICPA Professional Code of Conduct, the case-based focus on real life situational learning, and ethical dilemmas faced by accounting professionals, and business ethics. Once you complete those 80 hours, you'll be good for another 2 years, and as long as you stay on that track, you will be just fine. I want to thank you for being with me here today, and I hope you all learned a little more depth about becoming a CPA.